it. She acts kind of tragic-like, and I know she's keeping something from me.
Well, if you ask me, I think it's just a bunch of nonsense sending a girl like Millie off to the city to school. No good come out of it, mark my words.
She's dreamed of going ever since she was knee-high to a duck.
Millie is on the farmer's daughter, and such her places down on the farm. Don't pay to put highfalutin ideas in her head.
I didn't put them there, Ella. She's always had them. My husband's bothered with something terrible.
Girls have too much freedom nowadays. Ain't like when we were young. I wouldn't send a child of mine gallivanting off to the city, not to save my soul from bankruptcy.
Millie's a girl to be trusted, Ella, and she's prettier than any rose what blooms in them there fields.
Being pretty ain't everything. Look at me. I've had to work hard all my life, toil day and night to raise my little livelihood.
I want Millie to have an education, because she's an orphan, and if anything were to happen to me, who would be left to take care of her?
She'll probably marry some worthless puppy who will steal the farm right under her nose.
How well I remember the day Millie was born. It was raining such cats and dogs that her paw stepped right on a poodle.
How old is Millie now, Aunt Sally?
Today's her 20th birthday, though I declare she don't look that old.
I don't suppose she'll be content to stay down on the farm. She'll be wanting to skedaddle back to the city.
That's where you're wrong, Ella. She says she wants to stay down here on the farm and sleep with the rest of the hogs and chickens and us.
Must have been pretty awful to make her not want to go back to school.
Well, I did my part. I've scrimped and I've saved to get the money together for Millie's education. And if she don't want to go back to that wicked city of Kendall, it's up to her.
She ought to go to work at something. Idle hands do brew mischief.
If I tell you a secret, will you promise never to breathe it to another living soul?
There'd be nobody to tell except for I could.
Well, just afore Millie's pa passed on to his reward, God bless his soul, he called me to his bedside and handed me a long sealed envelope.
The envelope? What was in it?
I don't know, because he made me promise never to let no one else handle it till his little girl reached her 20th birthday.
Well, I don't even see how you could have gone all this time without looking inside it. Do you suppose we should open it before we hand it to her?
No, indeedy, I told her pa I'd let no one else handle that envelope. And that's one promise I've seen I keep, is how I never have to make him another one.
Is it true that your niece Millie came up here with you?
Of course, I wanted to stay on the farm with the rest of us hogs and pigs, but she said she wanted to say hello to all the trees and flowers. She's a child of nature, Millie is. I declare I don't know what makes her so sad and downcast.
Well, I hope she ain't like that Nettie Kirschner's daughter. Always sad, too. Always sits with the spruce and pines.
Aunt Sally, oh Aunt Sally!
Well, here's Millie now.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Smithers. How delighted I am to see your smiling face again.
Well, Millie, I hope you don't set yourself above us all just because you're in the wicked city of Kendall for a year. Don't pay to put highfalutin ideas in that head there.
Don't worry, Mrs. Smithers. I would never forget that I was only a farmer's daughter. The farm is my real home, and all the hogs and the sheep are my dearest friends. Would she receive me here if she but knew for the real reason for my sudden return? Oh, woe is me. Oh, lack-a-day.
Didn't you make any friends in the city?
Well, I'm afraid the city folk are inclined to be hard-hearted and standoffish. Well, geez, they always wanted over once cradle's been rocked.
Well, you could have told them that easy enough. Your cradle was rocked up in the attic before your palm into that leaky roof. All we said was the raindrops are what made you so beautiful.
Don't you worry, Mrs. Smithers. I'll be most economical.
Mom, oh Mom!
Here's my little Osgood now.
Oh shucks, Mom, I ain't little no more. Can't you see I'm a man now?
Oh, you little to me. You're my baby, aren't you?
You always said so, Mom.
Where you been all this time, boy?
Never mind that now. There's some folks out in the office waiting to see you.
Looking for accommodations?
No, they just want rooms, I reckon.
Billy, you don't go back. I'll be right back.
Millie, when did you get back?
Why, Ryan, this morning unexpectedly. Are you glad to see your little playmate Osgood? Well, have I changed much in a year's time?
No, you look like you always did. Only your hair. It ain't the same.
Why, Osgood Smithers, it is too.
Of course it is. If she'd have changed it, I'd have been the first to notice it.
I mean, it don't hang down your back like it used to.
Oh, that. Well, girls in the city always wear their hair up as they become older, Osgood.
Well, I best be getting on. I got some stuff to take care of. You look after Billy while I'm gone, won't you, Osgood?
Have no fear, Aunt Sally. I'll protect Millie with my life.
Well, you kids behave. I can feel another spell of my husband coming on.
You missed me while you were gone, Millie?
Well, of course, Osgood. I missed you and Aunt Sally and all my dear friends here on the farm. Oh, Osgood, how handsome he is. How strong. Oh, if I could only rid my heart of this painful secret.
I missed you too.
Well, geez, Osgood, didn't you make friends with guests at the inn?
Seemed like no one very friendly after 8 years. Mom giving her bills.
Oh, how lovely this old inn is. It just creeps into your heart like a cold creeps into your head.
You ain't engaged no city fella, are you?
Why, Osgood, what would make you think such a thing? Oh, can he suspect? Oh, it would break his heart if he but knew.
You see, I was thinking that since you've been in the city and all, you might have changed toward your old friend.
Why, Osgood Smithers, do you think so little of me as all that?
I'd like to tell you what I think you, Millie, except it's so awful hard to say it.
Well, I don't see why it should be. I fear that he is about to ask me to become his wife, and that can never be, never. Oh, I must prevent him from asking me that fatal question. Yes, Osgood, go on, I'm listening.
Well, Millie, I waited a long time to ask if in time you can find time. Oh gosh, I'm on Twitter.
Well, geez, Osgood. Don't you know what you want to say?
I know what I want to say. I just can't say it.
Well, perhaps it's just as well.
What?
Well, what I meant to say was that I'm going to be staying here and helping your mother with the cooking. After you've had one of my meals, maybe you will be able to tell me what you want to say.
Gosh, I hope so. You ain't never silenced anybody when you're cooking yet, have you?
No, are you terribly hard to please?
Nope, I was raised on mine school and that didn't kill me nothing though. I reckon I got an iron constitution.
Well, geez, Osgood, what was the matter with the last cook? Wasn't her food good?
Oh, her food was fair, but she talked too much. That one would forever let the chat out of the bag.
I must make some of your favorite dishes for you. Do you like a little garlic in your food?
There ain't no such thing as a little garlic.
I must make some of my biscuits for you.
They ain't the kind Ma used to make, are they?
Well, have some tonight for dinner, and you can judge them for yourself.
Millie, you know what I want to ask you, don't you?
Why, Osgood, how should I know?
Well, I reckon I might as well ask you to get it over with. Millie, you think you could care enough for me to become my wife?
Oh, Osgood, your wife? Ah, the die is cast. It's now too late to turn back. How can I prevent breaking his proud heart?
Osgood, come here. Hurry.
Oh, shucks. Mine's always call me at the wrong time. I'll be right back, Millie.
Oh, Osgood, how wonderful he is. His sight of him makes the blood burn inside my icy veins. But I can never be his wife, never. Ah, my life lies at a ruinous heap at my feet.
you a thrill?
You mustn't try to hold my hand until we are married. It wouldn't be proper.
You're not sorry that you took that fatal step, are you?
Oh, of course not. Only I do wish it wouldn't work the regular way instead of eloping this way.
My darling, once you're married to me, the whole world will seem brighter to you. You did bring your jewels, didn't you?
Oh, yes, they're in this bag.
Ah, good, then all is well.
I'm sure you'll find everything you need ready for you in your room, Mrs. Foxhall.
Oh, I'm not Mrs. Foxhall yet.
No, you see, my wife and I, we aren't married just yet.
What?
Well, I mean to say that we plan on getting married just as soon as we can find a justice of the peace.
Well, I don't reckon you'll have too much trouble locating him. He's usually down at Morowski's doing nothing. Osgood will show you where that's at. Osgood, I have some things to take care of in the kitchen. You take care of things in the yard.
All right, Mom.
I don't like the way she looked at me.
Don't worry about her. That's just an old Southern custom.
Oh, Mulberry, why did we try to win over my parents before we eloped?
Try to win them over? When they wouldn't even allow me into your home to meet them? I begged, nay, I pleaded, just for you to bring me home to meet your folks, but no. You thought it would end because of your extreme youth.
But suppose our plans go awry. Suppose the justice of peace won't marry us.
You're not my Fritzy. We are together and we have your jewels. What more could we want? Come now. You'll want to retire to your room. You need a good wash.
What?
Well, I thought that after our long journey, you might want to freshen up.
You'll try to arrange your marriage immediately, won't you, Mulberry?
Don't worry your pretty little head, my darling. I'll be gone just a few moments. You'll miss me while I'm gone, won't you?
Oh, you know I shall. All happy I've been ever since you suggested we elope. I haven't slept a week and days.
Neither have I, only night.
You let me know the instant you return, Mulberry. And take care of yourself for my sake. I beg of you.
Good work, Mulberry. Once you have Alice Smith's jewels in your possession, a proud parents will have no choice but to accept me as their son. I shall live a life of ease and luxury. I'll pay off my gambling debts. My future will be financially secure.
Mulberry Foxhall! Is that you or my eyes deceiving me?
Ah, my proud beauty, showing it again.
However did you manage to find me here?
I told you you'd never escape me. There's more ways than one to skin a cat.
You fiend! What fresh devils are you up to now?
Why, Millie, how can you say such things of me? Come now, aren't you glad to see me?
As if I wouldn't be if a snake had crossed my path.
It's just as though a hand has reached out and jerked the wires of which a skeleton was hanging. Oh.
Millie, why do you spurn my advances? Didn't you know I was sincere in my attempt to make you become my wife?
You cur! I was a young and innocent maiden when first you came into my life. Fresh from the farm, I didn't know that beasts like you existed.
Those are harsh words from a girl in your low social sphere. Have you not forgotten that you're just a farmer's daughter?
No, and I hope that it never shall.
From the first moment that you set your intentions upon me, I despised you. But what was I to do? You pursued me so relentlessly that I had no other course but to promise to become your wife.
Come now, Millie. It's not too late to bring about a happy union.
I am not the same girl that you once knew, Mulberry Foxhall. The scales have fallen from my eyes, and I see you as you are, a deep-eyed villain if there ever was one.
Millie, why do you dislike me so? Haven't I always treated you in a gentlemanly fashion?
A gentleman? You don't even know the meaning of the word. When you left me in my rooming house, pretending to go for a minister so that we could be married, your real wife came to me and told me of your evil natures. She told me that if I married you, I would be your wife in name only.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm free, I'm over 21. My life is to do with as I please.
That girl whose life you ruined showed me
my wife.
Billy is as natural to you as snarling is to a tomcat or barking is to a bulldog. But have a care, Mulberry Foxhall, lest you drive me too far. You remember you already have one wife.
That wouldn't apply to you, I tell you. Once you promised to become my wife, and now I demand you should keep that promise.
Unhand me, villain, unhand me!
No, not until you promise to fly away from here with me and steal the bargain with a kiss.
Oh, my own brave Osgood!
What do you mean by trying to kiss my girl?
Since when is she a girl, you country bumpkin?
I may be from the country, but I can lick any city fellow who tries to get fresh around here. And if you don't believe it, just start something.
Egad, it's foolish to waste time with a superlative dolt like you.
Say, listen, you walk ass for store clothes. If you ever bother Millie again, I'll wring your neck so hard that you'll think you've been wrestling with a rock crusher.
You may think that you have the advantage over me now, but you just wait. My time will come.
Yeah, and when it does, I'll be there to see that you get your full deserts.
Have a care, young fool. Nobody dare defy me and live.
Oh, is that so? You think you're smart, don't you?
I don't have to be smart to know that you're just an ignorant fox.
No, you don't have to be a hen to know a bad egg either.
Oh, my Osgood, how wonderful you are.
I didn't do nothing. Shucks. If that fella ever insults you again, I'll make him sorry he was ever born. How'd he come to talk to you? You ain't never seen him before, have you?
Oh, Osgood,
Never mind. You don't have to tell me nothing unless you want to. As soon as I get together enough money, you and me, we'll get married. We'll have a place of our own.
Oh, Osgood, if it could only be. I'd give my heart's blood to make you happy. But alas, it can never come to pass. It's just too late.
5 o'clock? Shucks, Millie, that ain't late.
You suppose I can have a glass of milk? Sure. Osgood will take you into the dining room and he'll have his mother get it for you.
Right this way, Millie.
Oh, these towels are for you. Oh, just put them in my room, please.
My luck hasn't deserted me yet, but I must not be seen here.
Oh, how shall I escape the attentions of that scoundrel Mulberry Foxhall?
If Oscar finds out that I knew him in the city, he will kill him. And that would mean tragedy for all of us. Oh, I must have time to think. Oh, what cruel fate that brought that fiend back into my life.
Little does she know I'm watching her.
Little does she know I'm watching her every move. If my plans are successful, she will crawl back to me on bent knees and beg me to take her away from this place. Now for some dirty work.
Billy! Oh, Billy! Where are you?
At last I am on top of the world. With these jewels in my possession, the proud parents will have no other choice but to accept me. Ah, the gypsy fortune teller was right. Mulberry Foxhall with everything in front of him.
Didn't you hear me call? I knew there was somebody out here. Millie! Oh, Millie!
Oh, I'm right here, Mrs. Smithers. That milk was delicious, much than I've ever tasted at home.
Millie, I have things to take care of in the back. Will you take care of things here?
Did you put the towels in my room like I asked? Yes, just a few minutes ago, Miss. My name is Smith, but I expect to change it as soon as Mulberry returns.
Mulberry?
Yes, Mulberry Foxhall. We're planning to be married today.
Are you?
Yes, Mulberry's bringing the justice of peace back with him.
Oh, I'm sure you'll make a lovely bride.
There's not a moment to lose. Should I go to her and tell her the truth? No, she would never believe me. She was born of a proud name, while I'm only a farmer's daughter. But she shall not suffer this disgrace if I have to give my life to save hers.
Traced Alice this far, the rest ought to be easy, Lydia.
Oh, Harvey, my heart is breaking to think of my poor Alice eloping with a man I've never even seen. Oh, the shame of it. If it becomes known that Alice is eloped, the proud name of Smith will be disgraced forever.
There, my dear. You must control yourself. Things might be worse, you know.
Worse? I don't see how they could be any worse. Is that all you ever think of is business? If it becomes known that Alice is eloped, I will become nothing but a social outcast.
Ever since we received the telegram that stated Alice had eloped and was headed to the scene, you've done nothing but upbraid the man she ran away with.
And why shouldn't I upbraid him? No nice young man would ever allow a young girl to leave home without first consulting her parents.
No, of course not. But still, on the other hand, he might be easily embarrassed.
And too fearful of our opposition to ask our consent to this marriage.
What was that, Harvey?
Bark of dog. Some cur, no doubt.
And to think that Alice would do this after the careful way I've reared her. This is the first time she's ever been away from home unchaperoned.
Perhaps that is why she eloped.
What? What's that you say?
Nothing, Lydia. Pray, compose yourself. If Alice isn't married yet, we can take her back home with us and insist that her young man court her property.
And if he's the type I have record to believe he is, I'll never allow him to darken my door.
Just leave that all up to me, my dear. I'll check your scoundrel's credentials, and if there's any doubt, I'll forbid Alice to ever see him again.
I knew I could count on you to see things my way, Harvey.
Yes, they usually do, sooner or later.
Are you connected with this inn, madame? I own it. Worse luck. Thinking of staying here? Got some of my choice rooms vacant.
The truth is, my wife and I are searching for our daughter who eloped this morning, with a young scoundrel whose identity remains a secret to us.
Have you had any new arrivals today? Why, yes. A young girl and a young man who has gone to look for the justice of peace. Oh, that must be my Alice. I beg of you, please take me to her. I'll be right back. Miss! Oh, miss!
What is it? Mother, Daddy.
Oh, Alice, thank goodness we found you.
Young lady, what is the meaning of your conduct today? Explain yourself this instant.
Be still, Harvey.
But Mother, how did you follow us here?
Don't worry about that now. Now, where's this young prodigy you look with?
Yes, where is the young girl? Of course he has his eyes on my money. I'll see him in jail before he gets one penny from me.
You wrong him, really you do. Marbury isn't marrying me for any other reason than because he loves me. He has an independent fortune of his own. I'm sure you learn to love him as much as I do.
What kind of marriage?
Let us return to room one. I would like to speak to him private before I meet this young Romeo.
Right this way, Mother. Won't you come along, Daddy?
Nah, I'll wait here for the young whippersnapper.
Sir, if he needs to register, I'll be in the back.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a guest here?
What?
Are my eyes deceiving me? Can it be? It is impossible. I'm afraid I don't quite follow you, sir. For a moment I mistook you for somebody else. A rascal named Pete Malloy, who I'm happy to say I haven't laid eyes on in years.
That's strange. I too find you have a resemblance to an old friend of mine. You're not by chance the same Hank Smith who once served a prison term, are you?
Not so loud. Somebody might hear you. The very walls have ears.
Ah, the same Hank Smith. The ends haven't changed you.
What are you doing here? How did you come to be in this out-of-the-way place? Are you planning another robbery?
Why, how can you think such things of me? The years have reformed me now. I've found out that crime doesn't pay. I'm a gentleman now, Hank, the same as you.
Stop calling me Hank. My name is Harvey now.
So you changed your name too, the same as
because my
wife insisted that Harvey would sound better in the social room. You see, I have retained the distinguished name of Smith. You fool! How long do you plan on your wife maintaining her proud position if she knew her husband was once an ex-convict?
I was innocent of the crime they accused me of. After serving 1 month in the penitentiary, I was completely exonerated. And since then, I've managed to live an honest and useful life.
Our experiences are much alike. I too have reformed over these years.
Is that so? But you still haven't told me what you're doing here. Did you just stop off by accident?
Well, you'll find out in good time, friend. As a matter of fact, you'll be able to witness my wedding today.
Your wedding? To whom?
By a strange coincidence, my future bride happens to have the same name as you. Smith. Alice Smith. You expect to marry my Alice? And why not? You can hardly object to having me as son-in-law.
Just because we both run afoul of the law a few years ago, I have just as much right to marry as you had.
You can't get away with this. If you dare come to marry my Alice.
You what?
Do you want your wife to know that her husband was once an ex-convict? Remember your position. One word from me and you lose everything, including your wife and daughter.
You unprincipled cur.
Don't forget that I'll soon be one of the family. No doubt you'll find a spot for me in the family business. I might even consider becoming a partner.
Oh, little Alice, what a cruel fate for such an innocent child. I cannot bear the thought of her marrying Pete Lloyd. Mulberry Foxall, if you don't mind. I too changed my name. I find it enhances one's social status so much.
Has the young scoundrel returned yet, Harvey?
Yes, this is the man Alice eloped with, Lydia.
You've just been wasting your time, young man. Neither my husband nor I will ever give our consent to this marriage.
Allow me to present myself, ma'am. I am Mulberry Foxall, heir of an old and distinguished family at your service. It is apparent where Alice inherits her beauty.
Why, thank you.
Now
Of this marriage,
Oh, that's all been taken care of. See, your husband here has already given his consent to an immediate wedding. Isn't that so, sir?
What's this?
Why, you see, my dear, it was easy to convince your husband that he was acting in the best interest of all concerned by withdrawing any parental opposition to an immediate wedding. As a matter of fact, I have just
Agreed to become a partner upon his urgent request. Isn't that so?
What? Yes, I suppose it is.
Well, Harvey, I just don't understand this. Just a few moments ago, you were just as opposed to this elopement as I was.
Oh, but you see, that was before your husband had a chance to meet me. Now that he knows my true identity, things have changed greatly.
Mother, Daddy, my jewels have been stolen, every last one of them.
You brought your jewels here with you, Alice?
Yes, I couldn't bear to part with them, and now they're all gone.
Fear not, my pet. I'm sure we'll be able to recover your missing jewels.
You know where they are?
Well, I have a good idea who might have purloined them.
Then speak now or forever hold your peace.
There stands the thief who robbed Alice of her jewels.
What's this? A thief in my hand?
It's a lie. This is all just his scheme to ruin me in the eyes of my friends.
And why would I say such a thing about this farm girl unless I knew the truth of what I was saying?
Because you whispered words of love to me and I refused you. This is just your way of seeking revenge, Mulberry Foxall.
Oh, how dreadful is it, my Mulberry ever look at such a girl?
I saw this girl take the jewels. She went into Alice's room with the pretext of leaving some clean linen. As I peered through the door, I saw her pick up the jewels.
Take those words back, mister.
I said you stay out of this. It's no concern of yours.
Are you going to take back what you said about Millie, or am I going to have to knock you down first?
And by what right do you have to interfere with your superior? I saw this girl take the jewels. She was planning on making a getaway to the city to sell them. I demand she be placed in the custody of the authorities.
Over my dead body, Millie would never take anything that didn't belong to her.
And you expect us to take your...
Your word for that.
No doubt you are in the league with this girl.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, and rats like you are always picking on innocent girls.
Enough of this. I demand she be served.
I demand that too. I have nothing to conceal.
Yeah, but I bet he does. I'm gonna find out.
You are Mulberry.
Take your hands off me, fool! I'm searching for a break every bone in his yellow body.
I do. I would have never have believed it. Now maybe you'll see the truth of the perilous lies of this scoundrel. Release him, Osgood, before you soil your hands further with a touch of him. And to think that my Alice is on the verge of marrying such a blackguard. Well, the marriage, it wouldn't have been legal. He already has one wife in the city. It must have been her who called us and warned us of the elopement.
You ought to get light to this.
Let him go. I beg of you. If he is arrested, my little Alice will never be able to clear her good name of disgrace.
And the distinguished name of Smith will be dragged in the mire.
I don't care what happens to this white-livered hound, just as long as my Millie is proved innocent. Here you are, on your way.
You two were yesterday.
Never show your face around here, Jansen. I'll make my fair deal out of you. Pat!
And to think that my Alice is on the verge of marrying such a scoundrel. Oh, the shame of it.
How can I ever repay you for this, young man?
Shucks, I didn't do nothing. I wish all things were as easy to get rid of as that one.
You'll never know how good my good is.
Lily, where are you?
I'm right here, Aunt Sally.
Your call left this envelope for you the day he died and told me to
Give it to you on
your 20th birthday. For me?
Dearest daughter, by the time you read this letter, you will be a grown-up young lady. I haven't much to leave you except these 500 shares of Western copper, which I hope will be worth a lot of money by the time you get them.
500 shares of Western copper? That's worth a large fortune. At their present price, those shares represent at least $250,000.
$250,000?
This is a considerable investment.
Well, look, here's your certificate made out in my name.
Why, Millie, you're rich. Now we can pay up the mortgage on the old homestead.
This won't make no difference to us, will it, Millie?
No, of course not. We'll be married whenever you wish.
You mean it?
That is, if you don't mind marrying a farmer's daughter. You won't let that stop you from marrying Millie, will you, Osgood?
Why should I? She may only be a farmer's daughter, but she sure can cook.
Good.